Hello everybody! Hopefully my stream is actually on this time. If y'all were wondering why there was no Basox stream versus the Aviators, that game was absolutely awful, 13-1. You can't even watch it. I would recommend watching it, but it was honestly so bad. Or so many errors. I don't even think it's worth watching. But anyway, that's not the thing right now. I didn't press the go live button. I literally did the outro and I saw the go live button. I was like, did I just spend that entire time broadcasting to absolutely zero people? Which is honestly what I do half the time, but I'm here to have fun, right? At least I know I'm broadcasting on YouTube this time, hopefully. I mean, we see the Hornet in the chat, so hopefully everything's going well. This stream is sort of sponsored by my Sour Patch Kids. If Ruby is in the chat, shout out to you for getting me these awesome snacks, awesome goodies. Actually eating one right now. Pretty good. In the booth today. Anyway, we came for commentary on car soccer. Let's get to it. This is gonna be this decides it all. As I like to say, I've been telling my entire family this. The Bison just need to not lose by a blowout. They don't even have to win this game. They just have to not lose by a blowout. And they're in a pretty good spot. If they win, awesome. If they lose, it's not the end of the world. They have one last chance against Knoxville Smokies. That's going to be a big decider. And I think we should all be there for that one. That one's going to be an absolute showdown to see who's going to be in the playoffs. And I'm very excited for that one. As I'm sure you guys all are as well. So I have come to talk the specific one little thing, a small trade, not a big trade by any means. The two best players on Harrisburg and Buffalo swapped teams. That being Molten went to Buffalo and Nebulous went to Harrisburg at pretty much mid-season. And I think it's been a good trade for both teams. Both teams got better. But now they're going against their former teams. And I'm so excited to see how that goes down. The players to watch will be Nebulous and Molten, especially Wildfire too. All three of Buffalo. The Buffalo has probably the best depth in the entire league, except for Kamale and her River Cats. That team has an insane level of depth. But yeah, that has been the current situation. Let me actually turn this fan off in the booth real quick. And the teams are getting ready to go out right now. By that, I mean they're ready for the kickoff. And I will be commentating with y'all at every step of the way. I am Tetra. And you are watching the RLBA. Hopefully they, get to the kickoff and I don't have to sit here. Like, oh guys, when is it going to start? Because I honestly don't know. I don't really control it all too much. Anyway, we have no scoreboard today because Rocket League just got a new update. So, just making sure y'all know that. And we're going to be off. Let me actually turn this on real quick for this. And once again, I have been Tetro, and you are watching the ROBA. Let's cut to the chase. If it turned on. Okay, hold on. Hold on, folks. I messed something up here. Minor issue. That, and then let me do this, and hopefully this is correct. Yeah, this is, oof, I forgot this. I forgot to set the records on the little text that you have under their names. And Harrisburg will be playing in white, and the Buffalo Bison will be playing in their fabled red. Harrisburg is 3-2, and the Buffalo Bison are 4-1. They need this win to get into the playoffs. Anyway, we are now going to cut to the chase. And it all doesn't come down to this, but we are off from Buffalo. This doesn't really look like Buffalo. St.Peter immediately with a shot. Trying to get a goalie goal, but gets denied by Wildfire. I'm pretty sure that was. Here's Rapha doing aerials like he normally does, and over to Nebulous with his crazy car. This guy cannot have a normal car. That's just his vibe, I guess. Both these teams a little bit yellow today, his formula. Alright, his first touch of a day, not necessarily the greatest touch of the game. Here's Rapha, and the center pass gets denied by Nebulous, which is too dangerous. Bringing defense into offense here. Dangerous rebound here from St.Peter. Try and capitalize it, goes off the backboard once again. Wildfire's going to pass it straight to Rapha. Now Rapha's going to air dribble it a little bit. Gets a pinch right into the corner. Hopefully my mic is loud enough, and y'all can hear okay. Now Wildfire taking the shot. It's almost going to be a goal. A little fumble in front of the net, and that's going to be the first goal of the game. Just getting it on net. Pucks on net, as they say in hockey. I guess soccer, ball, in net. I don't know. Rocket League, ball, in net. That's what they're preaching. Or just balls on net. Apparently, they think St. Peter is booty cheeks. I wouldn't be taking that if I was the Harrisburg Senators by any means. Goodness gracious, what a pinch. That's going to be a beautiful center for the Bison. Send it to the corner now. It's Wildfire. Gonna get demoed by Nebulous. Nebulous is having a field day. Up, he's coming for Rapha. It's Wildfire and a beautiful chance. He's gonna score! Wildfire! Having a Wildfire night already with 2 goals. 38 seconds apart. And a 47-mile-per-hour shot will be good enough to do it against St. Peter, who's trying to back up on the ball and he just doesn't get it. I have some very important information for St. Peter. Maybe you shouldn't be going around and trying to back up into the ball. You are not that good. There's Rapha doing some stuff in the air. I gotta actually start being like a cameraman here. Sometimes, the camera isn't in a very advantageous position. FormularBot and Wildfire racing for it to keep it in the Buffalo zone. I'm telling you guys, there's another shot by Molten. I wasn't telling y'all guys that. I didn't really know. Trust me, it's not scripted. Nebulous hits an aerial. But I'm telling y'all, Buffalo is a playoff team. And y'all, I don't think y'all see this vision the way I do. This is a playoff team, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm excited to see them in the playoffs if that happens. I honestly think these guys are the underdogs. They might go to the finals, and who knows, they might beat Kameo and the River Cats, finally put a dent in Sacramento. I mean, hopefully somebody can, and especially would be nice for the Baysox to do that. This rowdy crowd here for the Bison. They would love to see some underdog stories. Okay, Rapha, that was an insane save. I was going to comment on that because it's like a gold match, but actually with stakes. But that was a beautiful save. It's going to kick it to the post. Honestly, I'm not that good at Rocket League. I probably wouldn't have been able to perform that. Shout out to Rapha. Rapha coming down the wall with it. Doing stupid aerials. I don't know who hard-coded mans to do all this. He's got the best aerials in the league, outside of maybe King. In the corner now, here's a shot by Formula, and that's going to go off Wildfire. Easy save for him. Taking a Sour Patch Kid real quick. Shout out Sour Patch Kids, and Nebulous is going to do some tricks in the air before hitting the ball in the corner off the wall. Rapha with it in the zone. St. Peter's backing up on it. He's trying to turn defense and offense. Just goes immediately back to his net. Okay, what's Nebulous doing? What's going on here? Here's Molten. Trying to dribble it. Gets nothing. A Gosling util spot. He hasn't been showing much, but I feel like he has much to show in the playoffs, especially. You know, maybe he could prove me wrong. Maybe he just sucks in the playoffs. Who knows? Comes Rapha trying to center it. We get denied by the Senators. Here he comes again. I don't know who's over there, like on the ceiling, in the air, but I guess congratulations on making cars fly. beautiful center, but that's going to get denied by Harrisburg once again. They got a pretty good defense, and now they're starting to show it. Sadly, it's already 2-0, so they're going to start getting some offense. A breakaway occurs. Here comes Nebulous. He's going to end up getting nothing. Buffalo's got this insane hustle. I don't know what it is. In this stadium, everyone just has 10 million times hustle. It's either Knoxville or Buffalo. And they're, again, going to get another center, but nobody's there. But here's Molten. He's going to get a shot. It's not going to go in, however. It's going to be off the post. What's he doing? What's going on? He's going to leave that. He was just toying with him there. There's supposed to be advertisements on the Rocket League ads over there, if y'all can see it. But it ended up not happening. Because Bacchus mod is down. Which is finally not a thing I can control. I was trying to fix it all last game. But it didn't end up, actually working. It's a beautiful pitch by Wildfire. And Rapha just undoes all of that work. Thanks, Rapha. Love your game, man. He tries to do it again, but surprisingly whiffs. It was actually a calculated whiff. He knew what he was doing. Take perfect line. Here's a shot by Molten, and that's gonna go in! Molten getting hot now, along with Wildfire. Turning up the heat once again. Just shot from there, and what's Harrisburg doing? Someone's got to stay in their net and, make sure that doesn't happen. They just let him get free roam with the ball as they're all trying to rotate and get boost, and that just ends up not happening. The Bison are hopefully getting wild after that goal. Here's Nebulous trying to at least make it a nice lead. He flicks it upwards. That's Rapha, and that's going to go on the post. Dangerous opportunity for Harrisburg. Here comes Wildfire and Rapha down the stretch and get denied by St.Peter. The net's open, however, as they're just going to roll down the right side of the Harrisburg zone. On the wall now. FormularBot with him, then he whiffs. He's been gone cold. Hopefully he can heat up, start producing for his team like he did in the opening stretch for Harrisburg. FormularBot's going to get that whiff. Maybe that's his strategy. He's going to rotate extremely hard. Here comes Molten. Shot denied by St.Peter. Rapha trying to put it in. Can't end up doing it. Would have been a pretty dang good goal. And all three of the Bison are probably going to get some heat today. Here's a pass for himself. And here comes Rapha. Up in the air now to pinch it away. He tried to go, for the barn. The target is not the barn. It is the giant crevice in the barn that you're supposed to aim for, Rapha. I guess he really didn't know that, even though he didn't know he practices in this stadium. Who knows? Maybe just a little bit rusty. Nebulous flicking it up for Wildfire. Maybe not the best decision. And that's going to get saved by St.Peter. They don't call him St.Peter for nothing. I say that joke every single time, but truly it's very true. Nebulous trying to pinch him. Ends up not doing that. Here's Wildfire. And get denied by Formula. Keeping it in a Harrisburg zone now. It's the thing that killed him against the River Cats. Sustained zone pressure. Here's a cross-crease pass, but absolutely zero people are there. St. Peter's going to try and get that one out. So you can get it to the neutral zone, but not going to carry it in. It's not a part of his code base, I guess. We'll put it up there. Centering feed. Rapha's just going to, leave it. If they already have a 3-0 lead, they don't need it anymore, he says. As they're just going to play defense, but piling on the pressure here ends in points for St. Peter. He's definitely getting the RLBA version of the Vesna. Now Rapha doing Rapha things, I guess. And Nebulous going to send it up for Formula, and Formula's going to whiff once again. I don't know what the frick is happening with him, just in recent times. Nebulous getting absolutely no support from Formula, but St. Peter's going to save that once again. Nebulous trying to start something, but ends up getting nothing on the Bison. They're just going to put in their own crease, but they're going to rotate it out perfectly. On the boards now. Beautiful chance for the Bison, and they're getting nothing once again. 1 minute remaining to play. And the Bison lead 3-0. They haven't really played much defense, but they've in fact played much more offense, which has probably led to them getting some quality chances. And, the 3-0 lead they got going on. Beautiful pinch to get it moving. There's Rapha with another pinch, and he whiffs on that. Not great calculations. A shot from Nebulous going 2 miles per hour. Wildfire saves that. Beautiful hustle by the man. He's been on fire, as his name suggests. And he's also been wild, as we see there. He rams Nebulous. Sadly, he didn't do too much for that ram, but he's got the Ripper car that probably hurt his chassis. And there's Wildfire getting a hat trick! We haven't seen this in a minute to really put it away for the Bison. I don't think the Bison could have really, like, done much to, you know, suck. But they've just had no defense tonight. Harrisburg is going to take this ginormous L. Hopefully they can at least get a goal here. To, you know, make it not as humiliating. And Rapha hits the barn again. Someone's got to tell him, you got to hit the net. You can't just hit the barn and expect things to happen. Up in the air. Rapha's going to save that. Beautiful defense by the man. 1 second left. Nebulous, well, Formula is trying to put it away, but can't do anything. Beautiful! Textbook game from the Bison. Molten's just going to start spinning. And absolutely, like, no offense from Harrisburg. If you're trying to win, that is not the game you want to play. Well, your final score from Buffalo in New York. Well, technically not New York, but it is in the state of New York. The Harrisburg Senators 0. And your Buffalo Bison 4! See you next time, as we will go to the end screen of this stream. What a game for the Bison. Just honestly textbook level game. Beautiful work. It's honestly one of the best games I've seen from them. They looked really coordinated, you know, outside of, like, playing stupid, but they got, like, the most hustle and, like, teenage energy, I guess, if you can call it that. They got the most tenacity out of any team I've seen. Probably more than the River Cats. The River Cats play really textbook and really awesome, but they don't have that tenacity that the Buffalo Bison have and, like, the underdogness that they have. And Harrisburg's got to clean it up in their zone, you know, start getting some offense, and they can't trade FormularBot now. It probably would have been a time to, but could have taken Broccoli Bot, but that got taken away by Knoxville. Well, playoffs are looming. We got one more week before the playoffs, boys. Strap up. This crap's going to be intense. I'm going to be screaming. I got to tell my parents that. I'm going to be extremely mad. What are you doing? Screaming at car soccer. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. It really helps me out to have this as this thing I do at the end of the day, and I really love doing what I do. Hopefully one day I can get paid like 2 cents for it, but thanks for watching, nonetheless. And I've been Tetro, and this has been the ROBA. See you next time, and that will be on Monday. And everyone wants to watch that because it's going to be the Knoxville Smokies against the Buffalo Bison to see who takes the last playoff spot.